Madsen with the Wayne Madsen Report. This Sunday roundup, our second week, coming to you with our new 2-hour expanded program. We will be talking tonight about the continued historic changes we're seeing take place in the Middle East and North Africa, and we'll have two guests on who have knowledge of what's happening in that part of the world. My first guest tonight in the first hour will be Mike Springman, who was actually the vice consul at the U.S. consulate in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in the late 80s. And he has a lot of information, not only about the Saudi government and its close relationship with the United States, but also some strange happenings at the consulate in the late 1980s, which he brought attention to, which may have led to something we now call 9/11. So we'll have Mike joining us here after our first break. The toll-free number, if you'd like to call into the program tonight, is 800-313-9443. That's 800-313-9443. And as I was mentioning, tonight we'll be talking about what's happening in North Africa and the Middle East. And in our second hour, I'll have on Don DeBar, who is a journalist, radio broadcaster in New York City, who went with me on a trip to Libya in October of 2009. And we'll be talking about our reflections from that particular trip, where we actually were in Muammar Gaddafi's tent in Tripoli at one point in time. And we'll be talking about what we saw then and how that relates to what is happening in Libya now. Apparently, we're seeing what could be called a civil war for all purposes. It seems like Gaddafi still has some support, whether that's foreign mercenaries, members of his particular tribe that are sticking with him, or even some Western oil companies that have a vested interest maybe in keeping Gaddafi around. We'll talk about all those types of issues. Definitely Gaddafi's been around for 42 years, and he's probably other than the Saudis, he's going to be the toughest nut to crack with these oligarchs that have maintained their presence and their power in the Arab Middle East and Arab North Africa for all these many years. So we'll be talking about North Africa, the Middle East, and anything else that comes to our mind as we're talking to our two guests this evening. But I can't stress enough that what we're seeing take place is not just political, but also economic, and we're seeing just anger and angst sweeping not only North Africa and the Middle East, but continued anger in Europe over the austerity measures that are being imposed on the people to bail out the bankers in Greece and in Ireland. Major election in Ireland, one of the long in power parties suffered its worst electoral defeat ever this past week, and it looks like maybe the new Irish government will just tear up those agreements they made with the international bankers. And isn't it funny? The Queen of England has announced that she's going to make her first state visit to Ireland. So we'll be back with more tonight. Our guests right after this break. This is Wayne Madsen from Washington.